everyone, StacyBurke here. This video might be not as chipper and cheerful as usual. There's been stuff going on. I went on a Snapchat rant. There seems to be a lot of people that are just clueless out there. Even though I do respect them, and I understand, I respect their opinion, but they just don't get it. Okay, let me just start off. I'm a fan of Sanders, Kennedy. I'm a fan of his. In fact, one of his videos was really cool when he talked about Billy Bush and Mackenzie Phillips and about how because I was feeling sorry for Billy Bush until I found out what he did to Mackenzie Phillips. So, I'm a fan. Don't get me all wrong. I'm a fan. Well, he did a video. I watched it yesterday. I'm filming this. It's the 12th of October. And Miss Josephine is being very vocal. I think she's a little heated too, my bird. She's very heated. Anyway, so yesterday I saw a video of his of Channon Rose exposed. Now, for people who don't know, Channon Rose, she's a YouTuber. And she used to do porn and fetish work. And she still might, I don't know, under the name Randy Wright. You know. Totally fine. Totally. I think I've done pretty much it all myself, so that's not a big deal. Well, he did a video where it's like her exposed, and I guess it's referring to this other video that this girl did, upset that Channon Rose, I guess, it's an old video of pretty much basically, I guess, racist porn or actually, it's not porn, it's fetish. Obviously, it's a role-playing fetish. I guess, I don't know. I haven't seen the video, but she was, like, going through it and explaining what was going on in the video. Now, first, let me say, I'm not for that. And my camera's acting all weird, so hopefully, everything's okay. But, you know, I'm not a fan of racist porn or Nazi porn. But being in the fetish industry for almost all my life, I know that's part of the fetish world. If you go to a fetish event, okay, my camera's just acting all weird. Hold on, let me check something. Okay, sorry, everything's crashing. I'm going to do a rant video on everything crashing and stuff. All these updates are just no good. Okay, I go to fetish events, and yes, I know Nazi fetish exist. I see them in their uniforms. I'm not a fan. I even have a friend that's into it. Seriously, he's not racist. He's not into that. It's just a thing. It's just like, it's just a dominance type of thing. It's like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get a lot of things. Like, I'm not a smoker. I don't understand people that smoke. There's just things, and there's a lot of people that just are not going to get fetish. They're just not going to get porn. You just won't. And when I say you vanilla people that don't understand about fetish or porn or fetish fantasy or role-playing or all that, vanilla is not a bad word. Vanilla means just that you just don't know. You just don't understand about fetish. You just don't. And I might have to take this in the other room because Miss Josephine is just talkie-talkie. Okay, I think I will. Not everyone's going to understand fetish, fantasy porn, role-playing and all that, or else it wouldn't be a fetish. Now, me, I do all the fetish stuff. Do I really want someone to come in and tie me up and ransack my place and leave me all day tied up? No, I don't. But it's a role-playing fantasy. And some people like to watch that because they don't want to actually do it either. It just gets them off to watch it. Just like with all the things that I do, like, you know, I did cock and ball torture, CBT. Does someone really want their balls cut off? No. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a few that probably really go through with that, just like any fantasy. Like, just like when your husband wants, you know, you put on a wig and you act like someone else. He's not going to cheat on you, but he likes the role playing because he likes the excitement. So there's all different kinds of degrees with that. And also, I get sometimes get custom videos where people want to be slaves in the video. And I mean slaves as in like, baby, you know, BDSM, you know, bondage, discipline, submissive. It's just a type of fetish, you know, and they like to be called certain things. That could be slapped. And sometimes it could be a racial thing. I've never done a racial video, and I'm not really fond of the Nazi thing. I do kind of try to keep my, because I remember going to a fetish event, and I was in line with a guy, and in fact, I have a friend who has like a Nazi uniform, and I just shake my head at him. Now, I know he's a good guy. He's not into Nazis. It's the part of the fetish, because when he's dominating, he's trying to put that fear, and it's just, I can't explain it. It's just hard. So when you put this in everyday racial tensions, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, because this is a fantasy. It's made up. Like, people pretend they're mermaids. People do this. They're not mermaids. So when I saw Sanders Kennedy video, I basically tweeted to him like, hey, vanilla people have no clue what fetish is. And that's not a put down. When I say vanilla, that means people that don't get fetish. That's not a bad word. There are some vanilla. I'm vanilla in certain things too. You know, like I'm not what you consider a fetish chick. I don't really fit into that fetish hole either. But it's just hard to explain, because I saw the comments and stuff, and people that don't understand about fetish are really mad at Channon for doing this in the past. And even if she did it now, whatever, past, present, whatever. And they go, oh, she must have made a lot of money. Sometimes yes, sometimes not. And you know what? We don't get to name the videos. A lot of times I do videos, I don't know what they're going to name it. Sometimes they'll name me a different thing. And yes, you could pick and choose. I'm sure she could have said no, but it's a role. It's a role. And people say, well, it's not, you're not Meryl Streep. You're not acting. Either way, you know, Cameron Diaz and Sylvester Stallone started in fetish porn, so, you know. And in a way, it is acting. I know it's not to the level, it's not mainstream, but you know what? You could rent a video on Netflix. Kids could watch it too, like Death Wish. You know, Death Wish, Charles Bronson, it's all about rape. You don't think there's people getting off to that? You know, kids could buy that. Anyone could buy it. It's a video. It's on mainstream. It's mainstream movie. It's made like in the 70s or 80s. And there's a lot of movies now that has bondage, has rape and torture, and has racial stuff. I mean, that one with Leo DiCaprio. You don't think there's people getting off to that? People get off to Victoria's Secret catalogs. In other words, people get off to certain things. Now, people say, when they try to put it to like child porn and all this, okay, first they have to have consensual. It has to be consensual. So animals and children are out of the picture, and it's illegal. And yes, anyone that doesn't consent, it should be illegal. No one should be forced to do anything, whether it's sexual, I don't care what it is. No one should be forced to do anything. So if you can't consent to it, you're forced. So therefore, animals, insects, kids, it's illegal. So don't bring that like, oh, child pornography. It's not a part of this conversation. It's not a part of it. Let it go. Now, if you're not into fetish, let it go. Don't try to read into it like, oh, she's a racist. Who knows? Maybe she really is in person. I don't know. But doing that video doesn't make her racist. Just like Leo DiCaprio, he played a racist person in, was it Django Unchained? Is he really racist? No, it's a role. It's a role. And I understand. He's Oscar-winning porn actor. We're not Oscar. I get it. We're not on the same level. But whatever it is, you're playing a role. And sometimes you get paid. And sometimes people play those roles in the comfort of their own bedrooms for free. For free. So it's not about the money aspect. It's just fantasies. People in their households do these fantasies on their own, and you don't even know it. There's some black guys that, yeah, maybe want to be called the N-word and that gets them off. Who knows? I'm not going to judge for that. That's their own they're not forcing anyone to do anything. Well, anyway, after I tweeted to Saunders Kennedy, and I put something in his comments, I think I did one tweet. The other one was a retweet. He blocked me. And I didn't come after him. I didn't yell at him. I just said, vanilla people have no clue what fetish is. And I was calling out to my fetish peeps. Hey, fetish peeps, please educate him on what this is. I was just trying to show him the other side. And he blocked me like I'm coming after him. So that just means that he's not fit for this. He's not fit for this because people came after me after I made a comment on his video. People came after me. I didn't block them. I didn't block them. Only if you keep harassing me, yeah, because I just don't want to be harassed. And then I see some of the comments and they just don't understand. Then I go on and I see another video by this scamper, Amber, whatever, that I used to thought was kind of funny. But then he made a video about Channon Rose and her, fetish work. And so I made a comment. I go, yawn, this is boring. This is a fetish film. It's whatever. It's not who she is. And he just basically attacked me. And I'll put the tweets in, not the tweets, but the Snapchat, so you'll see it at the end of this video. And he goes, oh yes, us vanilla people are so stupid or so stoops or whatever. And I go, well, yeah, maybe some, but I go, vanilla's not a bad word. I'm just saying that vanilla meaning you don't understand. And if you're going to come attack someone what they really did. Like if you got her a videotape really calling a black person a derogatory name in real life, that's different. But for a fetish film, oh my God. Do you really think Demi Moore was a stripper? You're going to get down on her like, oh, Demi Moore, she played a stripper. Ugh. This is a stigmatism we do. And then you talk about, people say, that one girl that did that first video, oh, the porn industry is a cesspool. Oh, okay. And she's like saying, because she's black, she goes, you don't understand because you can't tell me. Well, I can't tell you about racist stuff. Then you can't tell me about the porn industry because you're not in it. Okay? There's good and bad in everything. I don't care what it is. Porn industry, fetish, there's good and bad in everything. But from my experience, the best people, the most trustworthy people, the most respectful people I've ever met was in the fetish and porn industry. You know who I met that wasn't so loyal, that was very dishonest, very backstabbing, and what you call the casting couch is mainstream TV, mainstream work, regular jobs, normal jobs, a restaurant manager's trying to do the casting couch stuff and all that stuff. So you can't say, oh, the porn industry, it must be anything for $1. Well, yeah, it's called work. And some people make a lot of money, some people don't. Porn makes more money than fetish. Fetish doesn't make as much money as porn. So, yeah, Channon probably really didn't make that much money on that. But then maybe she did. That was like during the golden years. That's when we used to make really good bank. So I don't want to come off angry. Like, I really wanted to make this video yesterday because I was really heated. I was really heated. But I want to take a day. And Saunders, I'm sorry you took so offense to it. But you want to be this Wendy Williams. Well, let me tell you about Wendy Williams that you'll never be, because let me tell you about something about her that I have a lot of respect for her that you have not learned yet. Wendy Williams, I forget what exactly she said, but it was about the Black Lives Matter. She said something that angered a lot of people. It was very disrespectful. And Roland Martin, he's like a journalist, he's a political guy, follow him on Twitter. And a lot of people came after Wendy for that. And Roland Martin was one of them. Wendy called him up, and they had a lovely conversation. And she invited him on her show to explain why she was wrong in what she was saying. And it was an amazing episode. He came on and he explained to her, and she went like this. She goes, I understand now. I was wrong. I apologize. Now that was awesome. That is an open mind. That is like, let me hear your point. Because, you know, and people like always assume that I'm completely white. I'm not. I'm a mutt. So it was like, I do kind of know. And I think I told a story about me dating a black guy a few times and what I was put through. So I don't know what black people go through, but I got a sliver. I think I call it a paper cut. Like I just got a little paper cut of what it could be, and it sucked hard. So I'm not saying I understand, but I'm open to hear it. So you condemning the porn industry and the fetish community without any knowledge or listening to it, and then you block us, and then you yell at us and call us names, and then the Scamper Camper family from the Scamper Amber site came onto my YouTube and my Twitter and all this sort of stuff and started attacking me and what I look like, and it was just mean. Only because I go, yawn, is this called fetish? Get over it. This is not a disc. And yeah, I don't agree with Nazi porn. I don't agree with that. But I have played a dom, and I've had made guys do some really embarrassing things because they wanted it. Most of the slaves really want that. They pay mistresses. Does anyone know about mistresses? People, I'm talking, oh, you'd be amazed who likes to be called slaves. I'm talking senators. I'm talking really high up political. I'm talking you would be shocked. I've been to parties where the guys have to wear masks because they don't want any pictures of them because they're high up politically, they're famous actors, or they're just very well known, or they're very high profile, important people. When I went to England, there's barristers, I think I'm saying it right, that are involved. There's a lot more fetish people that you have no idea. And they're fine, upstanding people. And we do fight for people's rights because we know, because we get stigmatized and all that stuff. And everything has to be consensual. If there's a fetish company or fetish person that does something against the models or whoever's consent, I'm on record to being vocal. And maybe I'll do another video on that, because that is wrong. And I report them. And that's why you do your research and you do references. Because if it's not consensual, it's illegal, period. Now, did Channon Rose know she was doing this? Probably. Does she agree with what she was doing? Probably not. The things that I did, I wouldn't condone doing that, but these are people that get off on these fantasies. And it's safer for them to do that on the comfort of their own home, watching a video, than actually going out and committing these things. And like I said, leave the child and the animals out of it. They're not in this conversation. We're talking consenting adults. I probably have more. Anyway, let me spill the tea. Actually, I like coffee better. I think the tea was a little bit too hot for Sanders Kennedy. Maybe you should switch to iced tea. Anyway, I'll put the snaps at the end of it. I probably have a lot more to say about this, but I'm cooled down now. I wanted to come across cool and collected, but I am very heated about it. Very heated about it. And I don't like when people come after the fetish people. There's some good people. You'd be amazed. Your next door neighbor might be doing these things. You have no clue. You have no clue, honey. So stay out of the bedrooms, okay? And go to doing your normal. Saunders, talk about. Here, let me see. Why don't you talk about? Let's see. Let's talk about this puppy. This puppy's kind of cute, and your puppy is cute. Now, Saunders, I like you. You block me, really? I'm nobody. I'm irrelevant, as Peter Mon says. I'm irrelevant. I'm a small YouTuber, but I'm a fetish model. Okay, Snapchat again is acting crazy, so I'm going to show you the receipts on I did like Sanders Kennedy until his video he just posted about Channon Rose. Vanilla people have no business commenting on. Vanilla people have no business commenting on Fetish Fantasy. It is a fantasy. It's not real. I mean, mainstream movies have Death Wish, and they win all these awards, and Death Wish 2, Death Wish 1 have rape and all that in it. Come on. You don't think people are getting off to that? Sanders Kennedy, you really got up my butthole today. The reason fetish porn exists, some people are born with a certain thing that gets them off. Instead of them going out and doing these things, like it or not, some people are born with a certain thing that gets them off sexually. So the fetish porn helps them. Would you rather them actually go out and do these things? Or in the comfort of their own home, get off on a fantasy on camera? Message to you, Saunders Kennedy. Vanilla people have no business critiquing fetish porn. The people I met in fetish and porn are the most beautiful people I've ever met. More than mainstream. Mainstream people have an agenda. They're cutthroats. Most of the mainstream people, no, I would never deal with. Fetish and porn, we have a stigmatism to us, so it's hard for us to trust people. So most of the people in that business are really good people. Mainstream people, on the other hand, whenever I did normal TV work, the mainstream people were more corrupt and more perverted than you'll ever know in fetish and porn. A fetish film, am I for incest and for slavery and all that kind of stuff in real life? No, but it's a fetish fantasy. You get it? Fantasy! Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. I'm better now after my rant from yesterday. However, I am going to sit down and do a video about it. I just didn't want to do it last night in the heat of the moment. I just want to gather my thoughts. However, since I'm on this rant, I hate when you're for instance, if I'm telling a long, I don't know if it's coming across on this. I think it's just a tactic. I think it's just a tactic. Saunders Kennedy blocked me from Twitter. I guess the tea was just too hot for him. Can't handle it. Get out of the kitchen. I want to say, Saunders Kennedy, you will never be Wendy Williams. Because Wendy Williams on her show, she said something, and the audience went after her. Wendy Williams said something, and the audience and someone, I think Roland, God, what's his name? Roland, I forget his name, but he went after her. And anyway, he's a news guy, and instead of blocking him, she invited him on her show, and he educated her on what she said and why it was wrong. And I never insulted you. I just said vanilla people, and vanilla's not a bad thing. That just means non-fetish people don't understand fetish. That's all. Okay, this video popped up with Channon Rose. This guy actually has no idea about how fetish and fantasy works, so he's mocking it. So, I just comment saying, does fetish porn, vanilla people have no clue what it's about, it's not a big deal, and this is his reply. And he goes, oh, that's awesome, us vanillas are so stoops. I go, not all. Plus, vanilla just meaning you don't get fetish. It's not a bad thing. I'm not a smoker and I don't get smoker. On my newest video, I get all these YouTube hate comments from people that have no subscribers, that never subscribed to me before, and you go to them, they have no. So basically, the scamper camper fam are attacking me for. So I just think it's funny. Stoops. Since Saunders blocked me on Twitter, this is where I replied. You want to read all that? I'm not hating on him. He just needs to understand. Little known fact, Sylvester Stallone and Cameron Diaz both did fetish porn in their early years. There's a lot of actors. There you go. Sorry my hand got tired. But if I could download it, I'll put that somewhere. But there you go. Peace. My webcam's acting funny. Anyway, to all my Stace-Cadets and my Burkettes, by the way, thank you for sticking up for me. I saw your comments coming after people that are coming after me. Oh, my heart is full. My heart is full. I feel like Mariah Carey right now. It's darling. Okay, to all my Stacy-Cadets and Burkettes, I hope you all have a great day.